And how do you do, buckaroo? So, I told you I was going to do all 6 of these in one video, and I decided not to because when I did the first 3 beers, it came out to over 15 minutes. I thought, well, I better do this in 2 parts. So I did yesterday. I did the Sam Adams Boston Lager. I did the Winter Lager and the Sparkling Ale. So that's part 1. Part 2 is going to be the Holiday Porter, the Old Fezziwig, and the Chocolate Bock. And from the bottle, the Holiday Porter's 5.7, a holiday version of a dark and roasty porter, although the bottle, I believe, says 5.8. So I usually believe the bottle when there's a discrepancy because it looks trustworthy. Sam Adams Holiday Porter is a, gosh darn it, just spit at the happens more and more as I get older. Sam Adams Holiday Porter is a full-flavored porter inspired by the famous drink of London's Victorian-era luggage porters, brewed with generous portions of caramel, Munich, and chocolate malt. This hearty porter finishes with traditional English Fuggles and East Kent Goldings hops. I really like Fuggles hops. I do. It gives a kind of an earthy feel about it. It's not used a lot anymore, but it's great to see it in a beer that's supposed to be a traditional English porter. Oh, wow. Wow, the nose is beautiful, actually. I don't think I bought this pack last year. I've kind of gotten to where, it seems like every time I buy a Sam Adams beer, I get disappointed, so I kind of quit buying them. But I've heard some good things about this particular mixed pack this year. Winter Classics, it says, so I decided to pick it up. It was only $14 for the 12-pack, so I'm talking less than $7 a 6-pack for good craft beer. Although I guess they're not technically a craft beer anymore because of their size, but I'm still going to refer to them as a craft beer, whether you like it or not. The aroma is very nice. You do feel that caramel and chocolate malt without a doubt. You do feel the earthiness of the Fuggles hops as well. Oh, yeah. In the craft beer world, a lot of guys just buy singles these days. They don't buy 6-packs or 12-packs. And I don't like to buy 6-pack. I don't like to buy singles. And I'll tell you why. In my neck of the woods, it seems like the singles sit on the shelf a long time. And any time I've ever gotten a bad beer, it seems like it's always been when I've tried to buy singles. I really enjoy buying 6-packs and 12-packs. I really enjoy when I can buy a mixed pack, though, to be honest with you, when I can sample a brewery, have 3 or 4 beers. In this case, they've got 6 different beers, so I only get 2 of each. Most when they do mixed packs, they only give you 3 or 4 varieties, so you can either get, 3 or 4 of each to get to the 12, but here I've got 2 of 6 different kind of beers, which is, again, it's a sampler. It gives you a variety to choose from. I don't think you can fault a beer for doing exactly what it says it's going to do. I get frustrated when folks use the phrase, meh, to describe something that doesn't knock your socks off. A beer doesn't always have to knock your socks off. Sometimes it's just supposed to be right within the style. It's what a beer like this does. It does exactly what this label says. I mean, it is a dark, rich porter. It is a traditional style porter, and I'd have to talk to my British friends to see if it hits the mark. But for my American palate, I think it does. It does exactly what it's described to do. Again, I certainly feel that caramel malt. I certainly feel that chocolate malt. There are slight notes of coffee. There's notes of dark chocolate. It finishes very, very clean and earthy. I don't know. I've got no complaints about the beer. Quite frankly, to be honest with you, I don't do grades. I don't do reviews. Actually, I don't. So I don't give a number or a letter grade. For me, it's always simple. Will I buy it again or not? The honest truth is, I will probably buy this mixed pack one more time. It just came out, and I wanted to get the videos out there kind of early before the novelty's over with. Before people are on to the next thing. So I went ahead and bought it since it was only $14. But the truth is, I will buy this again to have during the holidays. One, it's affordable, and 2, the beers are quality. This is Tom the Beer Whisperer. We'll talk to you later. Moving right along. Hey, so I've got the old Fezziwig ale, and to be honest with you, I've had this before, but it's been several years, and I have no recollection of it. From the box, 5.9%, spicy and bold, with a big Christmas cookie of a beer. 5.9 on the bottle, so we're right there. Old Fezziwig ale is in the tradition of special seasoned beers for winter holidays and takes its name from the festive character in a Charles Dickens A Christmas Carol. So there we go. This hearty, rich, brownish red ale gets its character from large amounts of specialty malts. These roasted caramel and chocolate malts give it a very full body and a smooth taste that's then spiced with a touch of cinnamon, ginger, and orange. Happy holidays. I'll go ahead and say Merry Christmas, even though that says Happy Holidays, just so my far right wing nut friends don't get their panties in a bunch because they said Happy Holidays, man. Oh my God, I'm offended. Anyway, I had to get that in. Yes, you know, I am a Christian. I do celebrate Christmas, but there is no war on Christmas, my friends. Just because somebody says Happy Holidays doesn't mean they're attacking your holiday. Maybe they celebrate differently. You ever think of that? Good Lord, give it a rest. Anyways, let's get on to the beer now. I added a touch of politics in there. Brownish red? Yeah, it does. It is brown, but there is a red hue, especially when I get it up and I don't have much sun today. When the sun hits it just right, you do see it. I decided to go with a Belgian glass or tulip glass for this particular beer. The nose is very nice. Actually, you do smell that cinnamon, that ginger, and orange as they describe. Along with those big rich malts, you certainly get a hint of sweetness on there, almost like a molasses feel about it. Oh, it's nice. You know what? I've said this before. I've kind of been hard on Sam Adams, Boston Brewing Company, in a few videos, you know, remarking that they, you know, that sometimes that I don't feel like they swing for the fences. It sometimes doesn't even feel like they're trying to get a hit. They're just trying to lean into the pitch and get on base. But I gotta say, with this mix pack, I've been pretty impressed. I mean, the Boston Lager is what it is. It's their flagship. I wish they'd drop another seasonal in here besides that, but I understand why they do it. But I mean, it is an early craft beer. You have to give it credit for being that. The winter lager and the sparkling ale. The winter lager is very nice, actually. The sparkling ale kind of caught me by surprise. It's not one of those wow, knock your socks off beers, but it is incredibly enjoyable and it's different. It sort of feels like a cross between a pale ale and a sparkling wine. It's very different, but it's very enjoyable and it's very festive for the holidays. So I'm glad they dropped that in there. The holiday porter, where that one almost did knock my socks off, to be honest with you. It's a very solid porter. It does everything it's described to do, so I don't think you can knock a beer that does what it says it's going to do. And this is another one like that. If you don't like spiced ales, it ain't gonna float your boat. But what I challenge folks to do when they're drinking a beer that's not necessarily in their wheelhouse, don't look at it from that angle. Look at it from a craft angle. Is it crafted correctly? Are there any flaws in it? Now, whether it works for your taste buds or not, that's irrelevant. Is there any flaws in it? For me, this beer is not flawed. It does what it says it's supposed to do. It's a spiced holiday ale. It has the flavors you expect. The spices aren't too sharp. They don't take over, but you can feel them in there. The malts are big. They're rich, but it doesn't get too sweet or cloying. It's a beer that does what it's supposed to do. So I don't think you can knock a beer that says, that does what it says. I mean, it's solid. It does what it's supposed to do. Again, I don't know that it knocks my socks off, but it is rather enjoyable. And I just said, I definitely will buy this pack again because every beer I've had has been enjoyable. So, hey, this is Tom the Beer Whisperer. I'll be back with one more. And now, last but certainly not least, is the rich, decadent Sam Adams Chocolate Bock from the box. 5.8%. Smooth, rich, and dark with a robust, creamy flavor of chocolate. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could tell there, but it's poured beautifully creamy. That head is just gorgeous. Kind of pitch black with a kind of a creamy mocha-like head. 5.8 the bottle says as well. Sam Adams Chocolate Bock combines carefully toasted malts with the, here, I'll let you look at the beer while I'm trying to read to you. Combines carefully toasted malts with a robust flavor of premium dark nibs from Ecuador. Well, how about that? Some Ecuadorian chocolate. We slowly aged the beer on a bed of cocoa, wow, to impart bold flavors of rich chocolate and a smooth, velvety finish. Cheers, it says. So, well, let's see if it lives up to that hype. Aromatically, it does. I'll tell you that. Wow, it's got the aroma of a big, rich, dark chocolate bar, and that 70% dark chocolate that you get, or can get. Oh yeah, that's intoxicating. That aroma is beautiful. Let's take a drink, shall we? Oh, holy tomato. Wow, that's freaking beautiful. Wow, that is nice. Yeah, it's a good beer. I hate to keep repeating myself, but I've been a little tough on the boys at Boston Brewing Company over the past few years. I have. For striving for mediocrity, as I've said in a few videos. I gotta say, I've really enjoyed every beer from this mix pack. I think, I guess it just depends on what you're looking for, right? In this age of craft beer with so many choices available, it seems like everybody's looking for that next knock your socks off beer rather than just finding something that really fits within the style, is crafted well, and is enjoyable. And that's what all of these beers that I've had from this pack do. They're all perfect within their style, and they're all crafted well, and they're all enjoyable. So there you go. Some of you that watch me on a regular basis, if there's any of you, may have noticed that I'm wearing sleeves. It's starting to get fall on us on here. Yeah, it's been technically fall for a little bit now. There's a bee out here, and I'm highly allergic. I ought to get my ass inside. Son of a biscuit, he's on my chocolate box. Mother of pearl. Wow, you're scaring the shit out of me, bee. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways, pray a little bit here. What are you going to do, right? Gosh, I lost my train of thought. You see him floating around there, motherfucker? Anyways, wow, man. Yeah, I typically, most of you that watch me know, I usually wear my sleeveless shirts, or sometimes I'll have a short sleeve overshirt over one of my sleeveless. But it is getting a little chilly, so I do have actual sleeves on today. And I'm not wearing pants, but I am, because I'm not going anywhere, man. But I'm in my Guinness, my nice and toasty Guinness jammies out here. So, hey, this is a very nice beer. It's a very nice pack. Again, it was only 14 bucks for the pack. I didn't get into a lot of tasting notes on this one here, but I'm going to let you do that for yourself. But again, the flavors are big chocolate, but not enough so where it gets cloying. There is enough hops at the end to kind of clean her up. But man, if you love chocolate, this one really does it. It gives you all that big chocolate without getting cloying at any time. So hey, this time to Beer Whisper. As you can see, I'm starting to lose my sunlight, so I'm going to call it a day before that bee comes back after me. It's time to Beer Whisper. We'll talk to you later.